you grew up in the hood, right? But what school did you attend to? Like what school, like elementary and junior high, did you attend?
Well, I say it like this. I was brought home from the hospital to the address that I grew up in the hood. I didn't
Uh-huh.
move to the hood and discover that it was. I was always there. I grew up in my mama hood. That's my motherhood. My mother and her brothers and sisters, and my uncle was an OG Fudgetown. So I went to Catholic school, the Catholic school that's in my hood though.
Right. Uh-huh.
So I went to a Catholic school where we had nuns stationed there from the Vatican and the Archdiocese and shit like that. So we had like Sister Mary, Sister Rocio and shit, the ones that'll grab your ear and pull you to the corner when
Yeah.
you behaving and shit like
when you
that.
when you fucking up.
You
Yeah.
fucking up in class, Sister Mary gonna come snatch a nigga up with by the ear and say, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Bring your ass here, goddamn it.
Right,
With
right.
that Spanish accent and her little short ass, but she didn't mistreat anybody or nothing like that. I can't say that I had a ill experience, growing up as far as that part of growing up and shit like that. Catholic school was cool. It got me advanced and shit like that. So I was like the only black kid in my one of two black kids or one of three black kids in my class, aquí Moreno. So I've been around a lot of different Spanish speaking dialects and shit, from Panamanian Spanish to Dominican Spanish to Spanish from Honduras and all over because it was kids in my classroom that was from all over the place. And watch where I grew in Fudgetown, the area that I grew up in, is a place where you got people from different cultures who have grown up there for a couple of. You'll see a black man with a Mexican wife that's from Mexico, and they family and everything been established in Watts for years. So they like the grandparents now, and they kids is mixed and shit, and they living that kind of life too. It ain't
Right.
just one family; it's 3 or 4 on every block and shit like that throughout the years before I was born and brought up. So I witnessed this kind of shit. So it's not unusual in that area for a black kid to have a Mexican girlfriend and them have kids and that be okay, not looked at as a what the fuck are y'all doing? That's regular normal behavior for this area right here. This is where we do this at.
Right, understood. So it was a lot of, you would say, intermingling. Everybody was, the blacks and the browns was getting along. Everybody was intermingling at that time in that area right there.
Indeed, this is how you got certain blacks that's from a Mexican gang, and how you got certain Mexicans that's from Crip gang or a blood gang, because you got the mingling of the meshes, the joining of the meshes based on friendship, growing up, and camaraderie and everything. Next door neighbor Lalo, next door neighbor Carlos this way. You got Al and them over there, and they know you across the street from them too. What the fuck? Y'all go to school together, y'all go to the same store together, y'all flipping a cannonball in the same public pool, all that kind of shit. The same bullets that's flying over there by you, flying over there by him too, because he
Flying
right
by
there too.
him. Hey, what now? Do you now being an adult, right? Do you see? Was there a do you was there a difference that you can tell from going to Catholic school versus everybody that was around you that didn't go to the same type of that didn't get the same type of schooling you got? Was it a difference?
Definitely. It was definitely a difference. It wasn't so much more um a stricter kind of structure, but it was more structured in regards to focusing on all of the different aspects. And it was less clowning in class because the nuns wasn't going for your bullshit. In public school, you got certain public school teachers that actually take their job seriously, and they can reach the students, and they know that there's a way to reach each student on a learning platform where I can actually introduce you to things that I want you to learn and you can grasp it. And then there's other ones I gotta wash my hands of it because you either the class clown or you this or that. Not really knowing that these different kids who might be considered the trash in the class might be suffering from different things that they going through in their environment where they growing up. You might have the girl in class that's fucking up, but she might be dealing with the touchy feely uncle at home. Okay,
Yep.
we gonna magnify all of the what ifs and shit because these are tangible realities for people in the ghetto. You might
Facts.
live with grandmoms and shit, and your moms, might be strung out on dope, or pops might be in prison, or your pops might be dead. Moms, vice whatever the situation is, and grandmoms don't have the finances to get you all the finest things for you to be looking how you want to look amongst your peers. So you look a little less than, so your self-esteem ain't there on your behalf, little homie girl or little homie dude who don't never had the J's, and every other kid be clowning you like, what are those? And that kid has a life too. Everybody, the cool kid don't always end up with the shits at the end of the story. Sometimes the nerd get all the shit.
That's a fact too.
Feel me?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it cool nigga that was doing all the bullshit don't end up with a positive dope ass life at the end. Sometimes his life is over and he don't get no gray whiskers, no platinum whiskers in his face. He was fucking up when he was a kid.
He was. Hey, you got a point there, man. You know what's so? Because I interviewed my bro Kato, man. Shout out to Kato, Kato
Shout out
Fournier,
to
man.
Kato.
Yeah,
Big shouts out to Kato.
look, man. I interviewed him too, and I asked him. I'm like, what was it like? Okay, because you was in the smack dead in the middle of the hood, right?
Yeah, right
It,
there.
it's crazy to see how. Now you grew up in a two-parent household.
I grew up in a two-parent household. My parents are still married right now. None of them have. My pops ain't never been in prison. My moms and pops ain't never been on dope. Neither one of them. None like no shit. Like I'm the only fuck up in the house, and I'm the oldest of three kids. My sister is in the middle, and my brother is, young. But we all grew up in Watts, so we all got them thorny edges because you grow up in the ghetto, and you develop a certain kind of tough skin, a certain kind of, you know,
I look
repellent for bullshit. A
facts.
way to deal with that and shit, and not get ate up. You can be polite, and it's dignity and respect, and against some of the flyest motherfuckers with the most intellect that I've ever come across in the ghetto. Don't
Mm,
fuck with the rest of the world or none of that shit. They keep their smarts amongst their people and share it like that.
facts. What?
Ain't no,
Oh,
I know some smart cribs. I know some smart, intelligent bloods, Parus, some brims. I know some smart cribs. Every
nigga,
crib I
you
know
one
ain't no
of them.
dumbass nigga. Every
Nigga,
crib that I know ain't no dumbass nigga.
nigga, you one of the smart Chris. What are you talking about? You speaking about yourself, nigga. What you saying?
Speak
But
about the group that I come from that groomed me. I come
yeah,
from a group of motherfuckers. It's certain motherfuckers in my big homies, certain my big homies that was doing certain shit, in
mm-hmm.
life. They did now and shit, but they ain't never been to prison that did that. Some doing kingpin shit and just grooming motherfuckers to be the best them that they can be, not the best asshole or the best bank robber or the best shooter or the just do what you gotta do to survive and make sure that you take care of the people that you have to take care of and don't endanger nobody. You can live within the laws of the land and not have to fuck up. Our job is to make a way when it ain't no way.
Right. Now let me ask you, bro. What? Because would you say this? Because you was a you said you was the only fuck up in your family. So would you say the street influence? Because I'm trying to figure out what made you just really join the gang, or was it per se you was just hanging with your homeboys and that's just what it was, or was it that
Well,
you
your
just
homeboys, a lot of times this is what your homeboys is the kids that you grew up with. Y'all just ain't
yes
kids no more,
facts
right? So
right
these your home. The definition of homeboy is motherfuckers right there close to home. The motherfuckers that grew up in your house and you grew up in their house. We spend the night back and forth, and I know the number in that house. The house number ain't never changed since we was in elementary school, so I can run it off verbatim right now and ring that motherfucker in the house where his mom and daddy live at, and he don't stay there no more because I know
mm-hmm
him like that. He know me like that. So with that being said, these is the kids that you defend. They defend you. If I'm not there and some motherfucker speaking foul on me, if it's one of my guys that love me, fuck with me like that, he gonna be like, oh, the fuck up. You not gonna say no shit like that in my nigga, right? Not here. I need that. I hear about the fate. He ain't gonna call me on the phone and say, hey, cuz, this nigga over here fat lipping and murder mouthing you right now. Can you come around the corner and address the issue? That ain't really your partner. If a nigga, I fuck with you every day since elementary school, since Johnny struck a match and the match went out. Got my first piece of pussy with you, smoke my first joint with you and shit like that. Wrote on the walls with you and shit. Dive in the diving board with you. Play on the same Pop Warner team with you. We already been teammates growing up before we had hood involved. We
yeah
been hood.
yeah
Only the niggas that moved to your hood get courted on. The niggas that's day one brought on from the hospital ain't no courting me on, nigga. I am hood, nigga. This me. Fuck you
mm-hmm
talking about?
right
That's the difference in the hood. Nigga ain't courting me on. Fuck you talking about? It's Fudgetown, nigga. I grew up here, born and raised, day one.
right
My whole life, nigga. Fuck you mean?
yeah, I understand that. So
You,
you would
you,
say,
you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so it was like this. The defense that I have right there comes from being picked with from the outside kids that ain't from Fudgetown that'll tell you where you from when they trying to press you.
because they seen you coming from this side of town. They seen you walking from over here. They seen you over out here with understood. So
Race Street kids. Oh, that's where y'all stay at. 105th and Carocious, 107th and Carocious, 105th and New Dillon. These niggas Fudgetown. We looking like nigga done told you he on bang 57 times because mama already done pressed that in the nigga forehead before he leave out the, you ain't in no goddamn gang. No, I'm not, but I am from over here though. Whatever his
right,
area is over here,
this is where
moms.
I grew up at, mama. You can't, you can't.
This is where I'm growing up at.
Yeah, okay.
That the bills come to us on this street. Okay, we can't deny the GPS location. So if these kids are gonna pick with me in the locker room, at the swimming pool, when we changing out our clothes, getting in our swimming trunks and shit, what I'm supposed to do? Let them pick with me?
Hell no.
Or do I fucking defend myself? And if they
Always
pick
defend
buddy,
yourself.
right, and if they picking with Bebe, and Bebe, he not really sure what he gonna do, but they look at me and I look at him, and fuck that, we gonna back to back it. And if they black my eye, they blacking yours, but they ain't gonna fuck us up. We gonna fuck some up too. That's where that come from, nigga. That's that nigga Lamont. That's that nigga, the curly head with the thick eye. Watch that nigga, the one that speaks Spanish, cuz that watch him, cuz. And then what niggas be like, oh shit, it ain't come, cuz. Fudgetown nigga. I ain't never told you I was from Fudgetown. You told me I was from Fudgetown when you seen me and tried to press me. When we had that little head up and I nodded your ass up, you ain't want to fight me no more. Now you got to pick somebody else from where I come from that's in my pack of friends to pick, because you don't want to fight me no more. And no, I didn't whoop every nigga ass, but every nigga that had a chance to get in don't want to get in no more. I wasn't picking with you. You was picking with me.
Right. And you tried to tell me I was a gangbanger. I told you 100 times I wasn't before I beat your ass.
But if this is what banging is, then I'm all in, my nigga, because you ain't finna punk me. My mama a little bitty lady. She'll beat my ass if I come on, run to the house and beat on the door. Mama, let me in. These niggas chasing me. She gonna be like, yo ass gonna stay out there and address that issue before you come in here.
You better handle it. You better
You
not
better
let
take
them
it.
punk you. Yes.
Some niggas run you up in this yard, you don't live here no more, nigga.
And that's just that.
And she grew up in Fudgetown. Her brothers is Fudgetown.
Yeah.
They was Fudgetowns before I was a Fudgetown. She
Understood.
know. She understand the blocks and the terrain where she grew up at. She came here from Mississippi, and then the rest of her brothers and sisters was born here. So my uncles didn't grow up banging, but they grew up Fudgetown because this area that I grew up in was already called Fudgetown by them.